I've been a fan of Hatsune Miku's rhythm games ever since I first played the Project Diva F demo at stores and Mirai DX on my 3DS, and for a few years, I've wanted to see the main series reach out to other consoles, more specifically, the Nintendo consoles. I have fantasized the idea even before the Switch was announced, and I've talked about how great Project Diva X and Future Tone would be on the console. It was a dream to see something like this happen, and this year, that dream became a reality. Hatsune Miku Project Diva MegaMix is the latest installment and the first in the main series to not release on any PlayStation console. And as I imagined, it blends in with the Nintendo Switch lineup perfectly. The Nintendo-Sega relationship definitely paid off here, but getting back to the topic at hand, how good is it? If you've played Future Tone, you'll see a lot of similarities to that game, and that's because it is Future Tone, just with some of his own pixie dust sprinkled in. From the moment the intro starts and you boot up the menu, it gets off an energetic and exciting personality. I kid you not, I think this is the best looking menu out of all the Project Diva games. It just screams, you're gonna have a great time here when you boot it up. Even the song, module, and results menu give off the same vibe. This easily gets a smile on my face every time I boot up the game. And say what you will about the look of the Vocaloids, but I personally think they look fine, depending on the song you play. In some songs, they blend in perfectly, such as Weekender Girl or Catch the Wave. They look okay in some, but there are those that make them stick out like a sore thumb. The best example I can give is in Palette. The background is in a semi-realistic Future Tone style, but Luca in the Megamix style looks like she's out of place. And I get that there are plenty of other media that do the exact same thing, but they try to make the lines blend in while still making the characters pop out. The thick lines in this video, however, it doesn't pull it off well. Other than that, I like the style. It's minor, but it works most of the time. Some videos in the game run at 30 frames per second while some run at 60 frames per second. Compared to Future Tone, which runs everything at 60 frames per second, it's a very noticeable downgrade. But that comes down to the Switch's power and not the game itself. As for the gameplay, there's two ways to play. First is the arcade mode. It's pretty much Future Tone. It's got the same near flawless controls, plenty of songs to choose from, kinda? Unique multi-button notes, amazing modules, and tons of customization, especially with the button options. Not only can you customize what button does what, making it easier for 3-button notes by using only one, but they included the original PlayStation symbols as an option. And as someone who's played the games on PlayStation, this is by far the best thing they included. I can't even begin to explain how confused I was with the letters when I first played this game. I thought it'd be easy to adapt to the letters, but then I pushed B when X came out because it looks exactly like the X button on a PlayStation controller, down to the color being the exact same. Why is it the same thing? But I have switched to the letters every once in a while, and I've gotten the hang of it. I even managed to get a couple perfects using the letters. If this is your first Project Diva game, then you'll have no problem adapting to the letters. But if you're a series veteran and you want to challenge yourself, just stick with the shapes. Trust me, you'll do better. If you are playing arcade mode, I'd highly recommend getting a Pro controller. The buttons are much larger, making combos easier to pull off. You'll have to get familiar with the control sticks in different positions, but it's nothing critical. The only downside is the D-pad, which can be slightly painful in your thumb on hold notes and can input other buttons depending on your thumb's position. If that's an issue for you, then the Joy-Cons might work better, since the D-pad is separate buttons. Unless you're using the Switch Lite. It gets the lovely D-pad treatment.
What? What the fuck?
Speaking of Joy-Cons, that's the main focus for the second mode, Mix Mode. I'm gonna be real with you guys, I don't like this mode at all. You swing the Joy-Cons left and right as you press the L and R buttons in rhythm. In concept, it seems fine, but it feels like it was a forced feature to rake in on the motion controls. And if you look at the bars, it looks like it was planned to be a touch mode, just like in Mirai DX. But then it was switched over at the last second because they saw someone waving a Joy-Con around. What's worse is that for anyone playing this game on a Switch Lite, they're either gonna have to borrow Joy-Cons from a friend, or buy them separately just to play this mode. It feels like it was a last second decision to me. More power to you if you actually enjoy this mode, but for me, this is an easy pass. That's it for the two main modes, but I can't forget to mention the shirt design mode, which I think is a really neat addition to the game. It's no Vocaloid interaction or custom music charts, but this is a very welcoming addition nonetheless. This mode allows you to make up to 5 shirt designs with no limits whatsoever, even in the color department. In addition to the colors they provide you, you can use additional colors with the sliders. And if you're not into designing, don't worry. There are plenty of pre-made shirts from various staff, artists, and even contest winners to give you a nice selection. If you plan on using this mode, then I highly recommend doing it in handheld mode with a stylus, since it can be pretty tricky with your fingers. As for a stylus, I've used a Mixoo stylus since Mario Maker 2, and I can easily recommend this one over others. It has 2 sides, a precision disc on one and a fiber tip on the other. The disc is especially useful in this mode, and the stylus is really comfy to hold. I bought mine off of eBay, but you can buy it through Amazon as well. I'll be sure to provide a link in the description if you're interested in something like this. While I think this is a wonderful mode, it's definitely not without its flaws. For one, there's no easy way for you to access previous colors you've used before. If there were some changes you wanted to make after finishing a shirt, good luck remembering what colors you had, because those reset every time you entered this mode. Unless you've written down the RGB numbers, you'll be constantly sliding and adjusting until you get the exact color. Unless you use the default colors, in which case you're fine. I don't get why they didn't include an eyedrop feature, as it would have made going over the mistakes so much easier. Plus, almost every art program, video game or not, has had that tool because it's way easier than having to scroll through the colors every single time. Secondly, this mode lacks any way of sharing and downloading designs made by others. Sure, you can take pictures of vocalizing your shirts, but what if someone wanted to use a shirt you made? Or what if there was a cool design you saw online and wanted to download and use yourself? The fact that you can't do that though makes 0 sense, since this feels like a mode where anyone would want to share and allow others to use their designs. And there are ways of doing it, but I think the best way to do it is the good old code system. Games like Smash Ultimate and Pokemon Sword and Shield use the code to allow people to share and download things like teams, stages, and Miis that they created or are interested in trying out. This system could also work very well in MegaMix. And before you ask, no, I don't see them requiring Nintendo Switch Online for people to do just that. Not every game on the Switch has to. Don't believe me? Ask any Fortnite player that has a Switch. They'll gladly answer. Besides, it would make this game more functional online, because as of now, this game only uses the internet for rankings, and that's nothing special if I'm gonna be honest here. With all that said, would I recommend this game? The answer varies depending on the person. If you're a Project Diva fan that's satisfied with the PlayStation titles, and you don't care for the custom shirts or portable play, then feel free to skip it. Like I said, it is Future Tone, but on a console made by Nintendo. However, if those two things do interest you, then I'd say pick it up and try it out yourself. You may even find it enjoyable despite the small number of songs. But if you haven't played a Miku game in a while or never experienced the series before, and you have a Switch, then I highly recommend getting it. I definitely had a good amount of fun with MegaMix, and I'm sure you will too. And if you have played this game, let me know in the comment section below. What did you like about the game? What didn't you like about the game? Would you recommend this game to anyone? Would you rather not play it ever again? Let me know in the comment section below, because I love reading your guys' thoughts and opinions. And if you did enjoy this video, let me know by dropping a like, subscribing, and ringing the bell so that you don't miss out on any future videos. With that being said though, my name is Blake, also known as The Nerd, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until we meet again, do remember to take care. Also, I'm not sure if you were fully aware, but that line was completely unscripted, yet it sounded scripted, didn't it?